Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. And I can promise Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss.
I am so sorry I'm late, but this technology, I don't know. I'm probably going to have to purchase another camera. No worries. Hopefully, I can find one on sale. But anyway, welcome to day 10 of the 12 days of giveaway. We have only 2 more glorious days together. And I'm so happy that you all can join me today, whether it be on the replay or if it is live. For those of all who all don't know me and you're new to my channel, my name is Michelle, aka the Ignited Teacher, and what I do on this channel is I provide evidence-based math teaching tips that I've tried in my classroom to help you, math teachers, close gaps quickly and see at least a year's growth at the end of the school year. So, welcome for those who are new, and for those who are not so new, thank you for being a part of my community. One of the things I have learned, it's hard to show up. So when you do show up, I really, really appreciate it. So we have one more day tomorrow, and well, really, tomorrow is one day left. It says 7 hours here, and I think this thing may be wrong. It's really one day tomorrow. I don't know, but I'll fix it. But if you're still interested in joining the last 2 days of the 12 days of giveaway, be my guest. The link is in the description of this live stream. You can click it, go on over there and learn about me, your host. There's a little paragraph about who I am if you're new to my channel. And also, where is all this taking place? Right here in our on my YouTube channel. I don't know why I'm off. On my YouTube channel. And we have some posts that you can reflect on the days. Today is day 10. As you can see, day 10, it says door 10, Algebra Bundle, 12 days of giveaway. And it has a reflection post there. See? Right here.
Hold up.
Right there. And it goes to if you want to watch it again. But that's not what you're here for. You're here to look at or learn more about what I'm giving away today. Today is my Algebra Bundle or Algebra Readiness. Now, they have pushed so much stuff down into the elementary schools that a lot of elementary teachers don't really understand what's needed for your fifth graders to really transition to sixth grade, unless you've taught secondary, which I have, and really break it down so students can understand it. Because you have to understand, anytime you're teaching new concepts and they're abstract, it creates anxiety for the children because they're grappling with new concepts and really trying to understand and master them. And that's what learning is. And that's what that productive struggle is. It's productive, meaning that after they struggle, they're going to learn the content. Well, there's no struggle, there can't be really any learning. The kids are just doing things they already know. So we struggle with things that we're trying to learn. That's why problem solving is very, very important. So let me go over. So this is one of the products. It's a bundle. So one of the products is the multiplicative pattern. The other one is gems. Let me pull that one down. I thought I had it up already. Yes, simplifying is expressions. And I don't use PEMDAS and I don't recommend it for fifth graders. And you probably say, why, Michelle? I'm glad you asked. Because the students are just learning. PEMDAS is very confusing. And when I taught it in sixth grade, because it was in sixth grade, the students struggled with it for a long time. And today I'm going to show you how to use gems. It's an easy way to teach the students without confusing them. Because what happens with PEMDAS that does not happen with GEMS, what happens is the students think that multiplication has to come before division, and it doesn't. If those are the last two that are left, you just multiply from left to right. Same thing with addition and subtraction. That's what I don't like about the PEMDAS. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, this is an interactive notebook that I created many years ago. When I taught fifth grade, I always kept my own notebook for my students. So what would happen is if they were the teacher, one of the teachers was Miss Adams. She her homeroom. So I knew that that class, this was their notebook. And I would have a rubric, goals for the year. And this is in my store if you're interested in this. And then I would have a math plan. So this is me. Plan activities that require creativity, have STEM workshop every week. Make sure that all students are at 90% on every T. So I was showing my students how to create a plan, and then they have an all about me. So the problem solving strategy, and then we got right into it. So here's GEMS, and it's for simplifying expression. Let me move it up so you can see. Now, let me close this out. So when you download the printables or Blackline Masters, I'm very explicit in my teaching. So when the students need a frame of reference, they can always go back. So you cut it out, and then I already put the grouping symbols, so you have brackets. These are generally in high school, but I exposed the students to it early on. These are parentheses, another type of bracket. These are grouping symbols. Grouping symbols always come first. So here are your exponents. Now, in fifth grade in Texas, we don't have exponents. So I'll say gems, grouping, E exponents, but what? Not in fifth grade. So I would have my students say that for fifth grade. You're not harming the children if you introduce them to something that's not in the curriculum. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. This is where it gets confusing with PEMDAS. I like gems, and some people will say GEMDAS. I don't. I just say gems. So I have them say multiplication, and underneath it says multiplication and division left to right. So they will know if multiplication came first, they will go left to right. If division came first, they will go left to right. It doesn't matter. They're all on the same level. And the same thing with subtraction and addition. There's no specific order. Whichever comes first, you subtract left to right. If those are the two that are left. Now, if multiplication is in that, then you would start with multiplication, and then if addition and subtraction is just left to right. That's why I use this, because I kept it more explicit. My fifth graders could not do PEMDAS. It was just confusing. And, I just moved them to gems. So on this page, I added other stuff. An expression, do not have an equal sign. Or I should have put does not have an equal sign. Equation has an equal sign. So on here, we would solve. Step 1, what identify the two? Do we have any grouping symbols? No grouping symbols. What happens when you don't have any grouping symbols? You go on through gems. We don't do exponents, so there's no exponents in fifth grade. But do we have multiplication and division? No multiplication and division. So what happens with subtraction and addition? Left to right. Those are the only two operations. I lost it that quick. Only two operations that are there, so we're going to subtract left to right. Add first and then subtract. And that's it. If you're going to try this, I would start with just addition and subtraction. And once they got that down, you would move them to grouping symbols with addition and subtraction. It's always a process, and you're building. That's what teaching is. You're not just throwing spaghetti at the wall. So look, we didn't have any grouping symbols. So they were just practicing, okay, subtraction and addition, whichever comes first, left to right. Whichever comes first, left to right. Then throw in some grouping signs. Oh, okay, so now we have grouping signs. So what do you do first? Oh, well, I used to tell one of my fifth grade classes, they could not get it. And I would say, what does parentheses say? Do me first. That's what it tells you. Hey, do me first. So do me first. Then you have 9 plus 32, and it equals 41. Then you start throwing in some different ones. You have parentheses. What does the parentheses? It's a grouping symbol. Do me first. So it just depends on what type of class you have. And then you start with other stuff. 3 times, open parentheses, 12 minus 9, close parentheses, plus 10. Do we have a do me first? What is your do me first? Your parentheses. So everything brings down. And what I can tell you about gems is make sure that your students are solving equations. A lot of our students don't want to do this process. They want this is a process, and that's why I kept a notebook. So my students understood that we bring the numbers down that we are not working with. A lot of the kids in high school, and I can say this because I taught high school, they don't know how to solve equations by hand, and they for darn sure do not know how to set up an equation and solve it to where it actually has makes sense and they can find their mistake. Now, that's GEMS. That's algebra readiness. Then we have the other, let me find it. See? Oh, I loved fifth grade. Um, oh, here it is. Now, this is real algebra. A lot of my fifth grade elementary teachers, they were struggling with this. Now, when I teach division, I teach it with a T chart. And there's a method to the madness. The reason why I teach it with a T chart is one, to help the students with the multiplication portion, because a lot of them don't know their facts. But it's also an input output table. And we call it a process table. So the students, they've seen it before. So you've already kind of front loaded it for them. So it's just not brand new. That's why the T chart is important. So all you do with the process table, this T chart, is pull it apart and make a process. The process is the operation. So this is input. I put in 1 and I get 7, which is the output. So that's 6. 1 plus 6 equals 7. 2 plus 6 equals 8. 3 plus 6 equals 9. 4 plus 6. What is the rule? The rule is 8 plus 6 equals y. Very simple. And then they graph it. It's a linear equation. See? Subtraction. Now, the multiplication is a little different. And the multiplication is different in that you're going to have more numbers apart. So the input is 2, output 4, 4, 8, 6, 12, 8, 16, 10, 20. I know as an adult, this is a multiplicative. It's not adding. So the rule is times 2. So this will be times 2, times 2, times 2, times 2, times 2. And then this is a vertical, this is horizontal. These are actually ordered pairs. So it helps the students understand those are ordered pairs. So they would have to 0, 2, 4, 6, or they can do by 1 still with this. But if it's a multiplicative pattern, you want to have you don't want to do ones for your scale. So I have the students label everything because they'll confuse the X and the Y axes. So 0, 0, then you have 2, 4, 2, 4. And then you have 4, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. So you see how spaced apart they are? So then you have 4, 6, 8, 10, 10, 12. And then you have 12. So 6, 12. So on here, you can see the difference between an additive pattern, which is closer together, and then you have that multiplicative pattern that's further apart. And those are some of the things that you should be talking about. How can you tell the difference between what is the difference between an additive pattern graph and a multiplicative added multiplicative pattern graph? And the what you should be looking for is that the points on the graphs, the coordinates are further apart because multiplication is repeated addition. It's more than, it's twice than, it's 3 times as much, 4 times as much. So that's what you should be looking for to cement the student's understanding. So I hope that you enjoyed that. And if you're not participating and you want this download, you can go to the link in the description of this live stream. And we have 2 more days for, well, really one, because after tomorrow just be the last day, um, for the 12 days of giveaway. And I hope that you can take this back. And I want your students to thrive. I want you to do well, and you just know that you have someone rooting for you. So, thank you all for watching this live or on the replay, and I'll see you all tomorrow for day 11 of the 12 days of giveaway. Bye bye.